Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Good evening, Scott. Welcome. Just seeing you pop on, brother. Still fighting with this COVID stuff. A little better today. Got a little bit more energy. I got horrible ringing in my right ear. Unbelievable. The pressure is ungodly. It sounds like I just left a Slipknot concert, and my ears have been ringing unbelievable all day. Got my cat coffee mug. It's actually Addie's cat coffee mug, but I'm drinking out of it. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to read on some readings off of Hazelton's website. It's a great website. If you're not familiar with it, it's Betty Ford Clinic, and they really had some really good readings. I'm actually going to go over quite a few of them, almost all of them today, and just kind of throw my twist on them because they were all really meaningful. And that's how it usually happens when I go over some of these readings. I can relate to them all. It's just they're amazing when I bring these up. So I'm going to bring the first one up while I'm sharing on them. If you guys want to comment any thoughts or feelings on them as I'm reading about them, please do. Throw some gratitude in the chat if you want to. And when I get done reading them, we'll bring them up on screen and talk about them a little bit. I'm going to bring the first one up. First one for the 21st, Friday, which is for today, was their today's gift. We're going to talk about Smug the kitten. So we're going to talk about cats, and we got a bunch of them running around here right now. I know, Smug the kitten. I'm still laughing at that. But it says, if you realize you aren't so wise today and you thought you were yesterday, you're wiser today. Alan Miller said that. Smug the kitten, who thought she knew everything. She knew how to clean herself with her sandpaper tongue, how to sleep, eat, and keep warm, how to sharpen her tiny claws. Sounds like our cat Piper. One day, her mother wanted to teach Smug to climb trees. I don't need to learn this, Smug thought Smug. I already know everything. I need to know. Without much interest, Smug watched her mother climb the tall tree and come down again. And when it was Smug's turn, she said, I'll stay on the ground where it's safe. And then a large black dog came trotting along the corner. That's Addie the dog. I named the dog. Just got smacked. Aren't we often like Smug, certain that we know we need to know, that we know all that we need to know, that, our thinking's the best, right? Or or that we really don't need to know something that others are trying to teach us. When we rid ourselves of that pride, ego, that keeps us from learning these things, we feel a little safer in any big black dogs that come around the corner. You know who I'm looking at. we will have grown smarter by recognizing our needs to know more. Am I smart enough to admit my need to learn more today? This reading, I relate to, it's it's always good for us to remain open-minded, willing to change, remaining teachable. That it's, the therapeutic value of one person helping another and the beauty of the we, that, we're stronger together, and that I can't do this alone. My thinking and my thought process, which is what this reading has a lot to talk about, or what it's really talking about is, especially early on, my thought process was messed up. And I'm still healing, it's still not perfect, nor will it ever be. But the more I reach out to like-minded people in the programs that are out there and available, that hopefully you guys are working, the more help's available, that's the whole reason for sponsorship and the 12-step work that many of us put in and day out. Next one is called the language of letting go. Let me scroll back up to the top here. It's talking about wants and needs. Um, part of taking responsibility for us means taking responsibility for what we want and need, and knowing that's okay to do. Taking time out for yourself, prioritizing, setting healthy boundaries. I'm going to kind of share as I read, because these are the things that are coming to mind when I read that. Learning to tune in to us, listening to yourself, your body, your gut feeling. Learning to listen to ourselves is an art. It takes practice. We can use our ability to guess what others want and need and apply that skill to ourselves. What does it sound like we might want and need? Give it some thought. What do you guys really want and need today? What are you looking for? What would we guess would help us feel better? What are our feelings telling us? Again, that gut, what are you thinking? Our body, our mind, our intuition. If we ask and listen closely, we'll hear the answer. We're wiser than we think, guys. We really are. As addicts and alcoholics, we are pretty damn smart people, really intelligent people. We really, really are. Almost to a scary point. And I'm sure you guys have heard that before. What we want and need counts. It does. It matters, guys. Our wants and needs matter. Your wants and needs matter. That's why it's so important to keep your recovery and yourself number one and prioritize that. It's important and it's valid. It's okay to learn to participate in meetings and meeting our own needs. And I recommend that daily. Those healthy boundaries are so important. If we can learn to identify what we want and need and to be patient with ourselves while we're learning, today I will pay attention to what I want and need. I will not discount myself. Do not sell yourself short, guys. You're worth it and you can do this, and your wants and needs, your self-worth and value are all valuable parts, that they're meaningful. They mean something. If you struggle with this, and setting healthy boundaries, work on it. It gets easier. I struggled with it in the beginning. I still struggle with it to this day, but not nearly as much as I used to. I've pretty much already said what I had written down on this reading when I read it earlier, is just listen to your gut and your intuition, and give yourself a break. Trust yourself, give yourself some credit and give yourself a break. Drink time. Sorry. My voice still isn't the greatest. The next one is called Each Day is a New Beginning. Amen. And what I always say and share on each day is a new beginning is there's opportunity daily, and chase after those opportunities like you used to chase your DOC. They're out there today, guys. They're out there every day. Too many activities and people and things. Too many worthy activities, valuable things, and interesting people. For it is not merely the trivial which clutters our lives, but the important as well. We need interaction with others. We need activities. We have many gifts to offer for those who cross our paths. That's why you hear me say, share your story, share your experience, strength, and hope daily. You just never know who's out there struggling and may need to hear something that you say today. It's so important. We need the many gifts that they have to offer us. I need the gifts as much as you guys need the gifts. I love hearing your guys' experience, strength, and hope. That's why I get in meetings daily. That's why I go live, not daily, but as much as possible. I love to hear your guys' stories, your testimonies. But we soon have little to share or give to others. We neglect these special times, the empty spaces needed for nurturing the soul. Have you ever had that feeling of complacency? That's kind of where this is going, where you feel like it's Groundhog Day, day in and day out. You're doing the same thing day in and day out. That's where it's going with that. Some time away from people, activities, and things. Isolation. Who in here likes to isolate? This guy does. I struggle with it. Um, some time away to commune with God, to seek guidance, to seek security in the fullest sense will prepare us to better give our gifts to others, having faith and trust in something greater than ourselves. If God is your higher power, if it's not, whatever your higher power is, whatever you choose that to be, seeking guidance and that experience, strength, and hope from your HP. That time alone will also ready us to accept other gifts to us. It is true we find God's message in other, or your higher power's message in others. And I don't know how many times I've heard stuff that I was just wowed by in meetings, in person, online. Went into a meeting feeling really bad and came out feeling amazing because I heard exactly what I needed to hear. But the time alone with our higher power lowers the barriers that too often prevent us from hearing another of our higher power's messages expressed through the friends and the foes who cross our paths. Many gifts to myself is some time alone. I deserve that gift today and every day. So true. Listen for those gifts of recovery. Like I said, I don't know how many times I've heard, which looking at it this way, they are gifts of recovery when someone else is sharing that experience, strength, and hope. And I relate to something that they're sharing. And it may help me get through whatever I'm struggling with. And I turn it over to something greater than myself, which I choose to call God. And I go to prayer. And God gives me that strength every day, day in and day out, just for today to stay clean and to keep pushing through whatever I'm struggling with. All right. This is the last one, and then I'll hop into the comments. This is the Touchstones reading. This is what they consider their daily meditation for men. So all you women have to get out. I'm kidding. I'm a jokester. For many of us, the time came when we said, I'm not going to live this way anymore. How many times have you guys said this? I love this reading. How many times am I not going to live this way anymore? And then got up and did the same shit. I did that many, many times. This was a deep internal decision for change, surrender, even when we didn't know how it was going to turn out. I was the one that would worry about the woulda, coulda, shoulda, because I'm a control freak. I struggle with that. And if I didn't know how exactly everything was going to work out, I was reluctant to do it. I didn't want to put in the work. Somehow we had reached bottom. Thank God. Because I would get the bottom and I'd keep digging and I'd throw a grenade in it and blow it up some more and keep digging. And thank God that I finally reached that bottom. We no longer debated about whose fault our problems were. We surrendered. We quit negotiating over what we would change and what we could not change. We were willing to put all our energy into finding a better life, hope, no matter what we would require. Any means and lengths to stay in recovery, to recover. That is the kind of inner readiness, hope, that finally made real change possible. Such willingness to take an uncompromising stand to give ourselves totally to a worthwhile cause is a model for our lives. It is the beginning of deep change. Many men and women have taken similar heroic stands for other causes like world peace, compassion, and for the poor and for the hungry, human rights and protection in the environment. Do it for yourself, guys. At this day, I will take a stand for what is worthwhile. You, each and every one of us, are worthwhile. If you're struggling out there today and you haven't fully surrendered, surrender. My screen is totally froze up. So I don't even know if you guys can see me or not. My camera's froze, but I'm still live and I'm going to keep broadcasting because you guys can at least hear me. But yeah, on my end, it's frozen like Chuck, but it is what it is. Lori says she is grateful for y'all hot tea and gingerbread boys and meeting and listening to you, your teaching. Thanks, Lori. I love you too. Well, that's all I've got tonight, guys. I'm not for sure what's up with the screen and why it's froze, and I look really weird the way it's froze right now. I didn't even know it was froze, but it is what it is. You guys still might be able to see me, but I can't see me. I've got a weird picture on my screen right now with my mouth wide open, staring up in the air. But the joys of live streaming and technical difficulties. Life on life's terms, guys. Thanks for listening tonight. I hope each and every one of you guys have a blessed night. Please participate in your recovery. If you guys are struggling, please reach out. You can reach out to us on the Dayton Strong Recovery 101 webpage. There's messenger links on there. There's WhatsApp links on there. If you're in a different area, different state, doesn't matter. I will still reach out and answer you and help you in any way I can, and Addie will do so the same. I hope you guys have a good evening. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you guys later. I'm going to try to fix this computer or whatever's wrong with the live stream. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.